Morning prayer for direction and courage. Let God strengthen your faith and guide your steps with boldness and confidence. Start your day with a morning prayer that renews your inner strength. Let's seek direction and courage together, trusting God to walk with us through it all. The first light of dawn breaks through my window like a gentle promise, painting the world in soft hues of gold and rose. There's something magical about these early moments, when the earth seems to hold its breath, when the air is crisp with possibility, and the day stretches ahead like an unwritten page. I find myself drawn to this sacred time with you. Father, like a compass needle seeking true north. In these quiet morning hours before the world awakens and demands begin to multiply, I come to you seeking direction for the journey ahead. Your word declares in Proverbs 3:5-6, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." What a beautiful invitation this is, not to figure everything out on my own, but to trust you completely, to acknowledge you in every decision, every step, every turn along the way. I confess that my natural tendency is to lean on my own limited understanding, to chart my course based on what I can see and comprehend. But you're calling me to a different kind of navigation, one that requires faith rather than sight, trust rather than certainty. You are the God who sees the beginning from the end, who knows the path that leads to life, who can guide me through terrain I've never traveled before. This morning, I choose to place my hand in yours, to follow your leading, even when I can't see around the next bend. I think of how a ship's captain uses multiple instruments to navigate, compass, charts, stars, and modern GPS, but ultimately trusts in principles that have guided sailors for centuries. You are my true north, Lord, the constant point of reference by which I can orient my life. When circumstances shift like changing winds, when emotions rise and fall like waves, when decisions feel overwhelming, I can look to you for direction. As I prepare to step into this new day, I'm filled with both excitement and uncertainty. There are choices to make, conversations to have, challenges to face, opportunities to embrace. I don't know what unexpected turns this day might bring, but I know that you have gone before me, preparing the way, arranging the details according to your perfect will. The morning light grows stronger, and I'm reminded that you are the light of the world, the one who illuminates the path before me. In your light, I see clearly. In your wisdom, I find direction. In your strength, I find courage for whatever lies ahead. If you're seeking God's guidance this morning, comment, "Direct my steps, Lord." I watch the world slowly come alive outside my window, birds beginning their morning songs, flowers turning toward the sun, the gentle stirring of life awakening to a new day. This daily miracle of renewal fills me with hope and reminds me that you are always doing something new, always creating fresh opportunities, always opening doors I didn't even know existed. Your word promises in Isaiah 30:21, "Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" What an incredible assurance. You don't just point me in the right direction and wish me well. You walk with me, speak to me, guide me step by step. When I'm tempted to veer off course, you gently redirect me. When I face crossroads and don't know which path to take, you whisper wisdom to my heart. As I think about the times in my life when I felt completely lost, when the path ahead seemed unclear and every option felt risky. In those moments of uncertainty, I've learned that you often speak not through dramatic signs or thunderous voices, but through the quiet whisper of your spirit, the gentle nudge of your love, the peace that comes when I'm moving in the right direction. This morning I acknowledge that I don't have all the answers, and I don't need to. What I need is a heart that's sensitive to your leading, ears that are tuned to your voice, and the courage to step forward even when I can't see the whole staircase. You are the God who parts seas and moves mountains, who makes ways where there seems to be no way, who transforms obstacles into opportunities. I'm grateful for the gift of a new day, for the chance to start fresh, to learn and grow and discover more of who you're calling me to be. Each morning is like receiving a blank canvas from your hand, and I want to paint it with choices that honor you, actions that reflect your love, and decisions that advance your kingdom. Lord, I pray for wisdom beyond my years, discernment beyond my experience, and courage beyond my natural capacity. Help me to be bold when boldness is needed, gentle when gentleness is called for, and wise enough to know the difference. Give me the strength to do what's right even when it's difficult, the humility to ask for help when I need it, and the faith to trust your timing even when it doesn't match my own. The sun climbs higher and I'm reminded that you are the source of all light, all truth, all life. In you there is no darkness, no confusion, no uncertainty. You are the way, the truth, and the life. And in following you, I find my truest purpose and deepest joy. Fear has a way of whispering lies in the morning hours, doesn't it? As I contemplate the day ahead, I sometimes hear its voice trying to convince me that I'm not qualified, not prepared, not strong enough for what lies ahead. But your word speaks a different truth in Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. This isn't just encouragement, it's a command, a divine directive that cuts through fear's deception. You don't ask me to be strong and courageous because I have everything figured out, but because you are with me. My courage doesn't come from my own capabilities, but from your presence, your power, your promises that never fail. I think of David facing Goliath, a young shepherd boy standing before a giant that had terrorized an entire army. What gave him courage wasn't his size or strength or military training, it was his unshakable confidence in you, his God. He knew that the battle belonged to the Lord, that you were able to deliver him, that no giant could stand against your mighty power. This morning I face my own giants, challenges that seem insurmountable, fears that feel overwhelming, situations that appear impossible. But like David, I choose to see them not as obstacles, but as opportunities for you to demonstrate your power, your faithfulness, your ability to do immeasurably more than I can ask or imagine. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward despite fear. It's choosing faith over feelings, trust over terror, hope over despair. You haven't given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and sound judgment. When anxiety tries to paralyze me, I will remember that you are my strength and my shield, my refuge and my fortress. Help me to be courageous in my convictions, bold in my compassion, and fearless in my faith. When others around me are driven by fear, let me be driven by love. When circumstances seem to favor compromise, give me the strength to stand firm. When the easy path beckons, help me choose the right path even when it's harder. The morning air is fresh with possibility, and I breathe it in deeply, filling my lungs with hope and my heart with determination. You have equipped me for this day, prepared me for this moment, and called me to this purpose. I don't need to shrink back in fear or hesitate in uncertainty. I can step forward with confidence because you go before me. If you're choosing courage over fear today, comment, "I will be strong and courageous." There's something profound about the way morning light gradually dispels the darkness of night, slowly revealing the landscape that was hidden in shadow. This daily transformation mirrors how you work in my life, Father, gradually revealing your plans, slowly illuminating the path, patiently showing me the next step, even when I can't see the entire journey. Your word reminds us in Psalm 119:105, "Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path." You don't promise to illuminate the entire highway at once, but you faithfully provide light for each step. This requires a different kind of trust, not the security of seeing the whole plan, but the faith to keep walking in the light you provide moment by moment. I think of how a flashlight works in the darkness. It doesn't light up everything at once, but it provides enough illumination to take the next step safely. That's how your guidance often works in my life. You show me what I need to know when I need to know it, provide wisdom for today's decisions, and give me confidence that you'll illuminate tomorrow's path when tomorrow comes. This morning I choose to trust your timing, your methods, your perfect knowledge of what I need and when I need it. I don't need to have all the answers right now. I just need to be obedient to the light you're giving me today. I don't need to understand every detail of your plan. I just need to trust that you're working all things together for my good and your glory. Sometimes the path you reveal surprises me. It might not be the route I would have chosen, the timeline I would have preferred, or the method I would have selected. But your ways are higher than my ways, your thoughts higher than my thoughts. You see perspectives I can't imagine, possibilities I haven't considered, and purposes I haven't yet understood. Help me to embrace the adventure of following you, even when the path seems unconventional. Give me the flexibility to adjust my plans when you redirect my steps, the wisdom to recognize your voice above the noise of other influences, and the courage to obey even when obedience requires sacrifice. I'm grateful for the mentors you've placed in my life, people who have walked with you longer, learned from you deeply, and can offer wisdom from their own journey. Help me to be teachable, to learn from others' experiences, and to seek counsel from those who know you well. At the same time, remind me that my relationship with you is personal and unique, that you have specific plans for my life that may be different from anyone else's. The morning sun climbs higher and shadows grow shorter. In the same way as I walk closer to you, the shadows of doubt and confusion fade away. Your presence brings clarity, your wisdom brings understanding, and your love brings the confidence to move forward boldly. Decision-making can feel overwhelming, can't it? In a world filled with endless options and competing voices, it's easy to become paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice. But you've promised in James 1:5, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." What a beautiful promise. You don't reluctantly dispense wisdom or make me jump through hoops to receive it. You give generously, freely, joyfully. This morning, I bring every decision before you, the big ones that will shape my future, and the small ones that will impact my day. I ask for your wisdom in my relationships, discernment in my work, and guidance in my priorities. Help me to see situations from your perspective, to understand people's hearts as you do, and to respond with grace and truth. I think about the difference between human wisdom and divine wisdom. Human wisdom is limited by experience, colored by bias, and constrained by finite understanding. But your wisdom is perfect, complete, and always leads to life. When I rely on my own understanding, I often make decisions based on fear, pride, or self-interest. But when I seek your wisdom, I find myself making choices that honor you and bless others. Sometimes your wisdom challenges my natural inclinations. You might call me to forgive when I want to hold a grudge, to give when I want to keep, to serve when I want to be served. But I'm learning that your wisdom always leads to freedom, joy, and fulfillment, even when it initially feels costly. Grant me the humility to admit when I don't know what to do, the patience to wait for your direction, and the courage to act when you make the path clear. Help me to value your approval above human praise, your truth above popular opinion, and your ways above my own preferences. I'm reminded that seeking your guidance isn't a one-time event, but an ongoing relationship. It's not just about getting answers to my questions, but about walking in fellowship with you, staying connected to your heart, and remaining sensitive to your spirit. The more time I spend with you, the more naturally I begin to think like you, love like you, and choose like you. This morning, I commit to staying close to you throughout the day, to checking in with you regularly, to listening for your voice in the quiet moments. I want to be so in tune with your heart that I naturally gravitate toward choices that please you, responses that honor you, and actions that advance your kingdom. If you're seeking God's wisdom for today's decisions, comment, "Guide my choices, Lord." The morning energy fills me with anticipation as I consider all the possibilities this day holds. There are conversations to have, problems to solve, opportunities to embrace, and ways to serve. I don't know exactly what I'll encounter, but I know that you've prepared me for this moment, equipped me for this day, and called me to this purpose. Your word encourages us in Ephesians 2:10, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." What an incredible truth. I'm not wandering aimlessly through life, hoping to stumble upon my purpose. You've already prepared specific works for me to do, particular ways for me to serve, unique contributions for me to make. This morning I pray for eyes to see the opportunities you've prepared, ears to hear the needs you want me to meet, and a heart ready to respond to your promptings. Help me to be available to you, sensitive to your leading, and quick to obey when you call. I think about the ordinary moments that can become extraordinary, when viewed through the lens of your purposes. A conversation with a co-worker, a helping hand to a neighbor, a word of encouragement to a friend. These simple acts can have eternal significance when they're done in your name and for your glory. Give me the wisdom to recognize divine appointments, the courage to step into uncomfortable situations, and the love to see people as you see them. Help me to be a vessel you can use, an instrument you can play, a light you can shine through into the darkness of this world. I'm grateful for the gifts and talents you've given me, the experiences that have shaped me, and the opportunities that lie ahead. Help me to steward these blessings well, to use them for your purposes, and to give you all the glory for whatever good might come from my life. The morning light continues to strengthen, and I'm reminded that you've called me to be a light in this world, a city on a hill, a beacon of hope for those who are lost in darkness. This is both a privilege and a responsibility that I don't take lightly. Help me to shine brightly today, not to draw attention to myself, but to point others to you. May my words be seasoned with grace, my actions motivated by love, and my life a testimony to your goodness and faithfulness. Risk is an inevitable part of living with purpose, isn't it? Anything worth doing requires stepping out of our comfort zones, leaving the familiar behind, and trusting you with outcomes we can't control. This morning, I'm thinking about the balance between wisdom and boldness, between being prudent and being adventurous in following your call. Your word reminds us in Ecclesiastes 11:4, "Whoever watches the wind will not plant, whoever looks at the clouds will not reap." If I wait for perfect conditions, I'll never step out in faith. If I demand guarantees before I act, I'll miss the very opportunities you've prepared for me. Sometimes following you requires taking calculated risks, making bold moves, and trusting you with the results. I think of the disciples who left their nets to follow Jesus, not knowing where he would lead them or what adventures awaited. They didn't have a detailed itinerary or a comprehensive benefits package. They simply heard his call and responded with courage and faith. That's the kind of response you're looking for from me, not cautious calculation, but wholehearted commitment. This morning, I ask for the courage to say yes to your invitations, even when they seem risky or uncomfortable. Help me to be more afraid of missing your will than of making mistakes, more concerned with your approval than with others' opinions, more focused on eternal impact than on temporary security. I know that following you doesn't guarantee an easy path, but it does guarantee a meaningful one. You never promised that discipleship would be comfortable, but you did promise that it would be worthwhile. You never said it would be safe, but you did say it would be significant. Grant me the courage to dream big dreams, to attempt great things for you, and to trust you with the outcome. Help me to be bold in my faith, generous in my giving, and fearless in my love. When opportunities arise that seem too good to be true, give me the wisdom to recognize your hand at work. When challenges seem too difficult to overcome, remind me that you specialize in impossibilities. I'm grateful for the examples of courage you've provided throughout history. Men and women who chose to follow you despite opposition, who stood firm in their convictions despite pressure, who trusted you with their lives despite uncertainty. Their stories inspire me, their faith encourages me, and their legacy reminds me that you're still looking for people who will take risks for your kingdom. This morning I choose to be one of those people. I choose courage over comfort, faith over fear, action over hesitation. I choose to trust you with my life, my dreams, my future, and my fears. If you're choosing to take bold steps of faith today, comment, "I choose courage for your kingdom." The morning air fills my lungs with freshness, and I'm struck by how each breath is a gift from you, each heartbeat a reminder of your sustaining power. You are the source of all life, all strength, all hope. In you, I find everything I need for this day and every day ahead. Your word declares in Philippians 4:13, "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." This isn't a promise that I can accomplish anything I set my mind to, but an assurance that I can do everything you call me to do because you provide the strength. When the task seems too big, you are bigger. When the challenge seems too great, you are greater. When I feel too weak, you are my strength. I think about the ways you've strengthened me in the past. Through your word, through prayer, through the encouragement of others, through the inner witness of your spirit. You've never failed to provide what I needed when I needed it. You've been my rock in times of trouble, my refuge in times of storm, my strength in times of weakness. This morning I acknowledge my dependence on you. I can't navigate this day successfully in my own strength. I need your wisdom for decisions, your love for relationships, your patience for frustrations, your peace for anxieties. I need you to be my strength when I'm weak, my hope when I'm discouraged, my joy when circumstances are difficult. Help me to start each task with prayer, to face each challenge with faith, and to handle each relationship with love. Remind me throughout the day that you are with me, that you are for me, and that you are working all things together for my good. I'm grateful for the community of believers you've placed around me, people who encourage me, pray for me, and help me grow in my faith. Help me to be that kind of friend to others, to offer support when they're struggling, encouragement when they're doubting, and hope when they're despairing. The morning sun reaches its full strength, and I'm reminded that you are the light of the world, the source of all truth, the foundation of all hope. In your light, I see clearly. In your truth, I find direction. In your hope, I find courage. As I step into this day, I carry with me the assurance that you go before me, that you walk beside me, and that you have prepared the way. I don't know what adventures await, but I know that you are faithful, that you are good, and that you are working all things according to your perfect plan. The gentle morning breeze carries with it the promise of new beginnings, fresh opportunities, and divine appointments. I'm ready to embrace whatever you have prepared for me, to meet whatever challenges arise, and to celebrate whatever victories you bring. Your word promises in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future." This morning, I rest in that promise, trust in that truth, and move forward with confidence in your good intentions for my life. I don't need to know every detail of your plan. I just need to trust the one who made it. I don't need to understand every step of the journey. I just need to follow the one who guides it. I don't need to have all the answers. I just need to know the one who does. This morning I surrender my agenda to your will, my timeline to your timing, and my plans to your purposes. I choose to trust you completely, to follow you faithfully, and to serve you joyfully. Thank you, Father, for this precious time of communion, for the gift of a new day, and for the promise of your presence. You are my guide, my strength, my hope, and my joy. In your presence, I find courage. In your word, I find direction. In your love, I find everything I need. May your presence go with me throughout this day. May your wisdom guide my decisions, and may your love flow through me to others. Help me to be a reflection of your character, a demonstration of your grace, and a testimony to your faithfulness. I commit this day to you, trusting that you will use it for your glory and my good. Lead me, guide me, strengthen me, and use me as you see fit. I am yours, and you are mine, and that is all I need to know. If you're committing your day to God's guidance, comment, "Direct my steps and strengthen my heart." Now, I invite you to take a moment for your own prayer. Speak to God in your own words, open your heart, and surrender all that you feel, need, or want to be healed. Take your time and let God work within you right now. If you feel led, please share in the comments where you're praying from, and, if comfortable, a little about what God is doing in your life. Your story could encourage and strengthen others going through similar struggles. There's another moment of faith waiting for you. Click here and keep praying with me. Here we are, a community of prayer, supporting one another in faith and love. Let's grow together in this journey. Leave your comment below and let's lift each other up in prayer. If you watched the video this far, comment, "Grace and purpose,"